Have you ever wondered what makes a plant grow tall or why a butterfly changes so much? Today, we are going to learn about living creatures, exploring their characteristics. Are you ready to discover the amazing world of living things? First, let's find out what makes living things different from non living things. Living things are alive. That means they can grow, move, breathe, eat, and even make new living things like themselves. For example, animals, plants, and even you are living things. But what about things that are not alive? Let's see what non living things are. Non living things are not alive. They can't grow, move, breathe, eat, or make new things. Things like rocks, water, and toys are non living. Now that we know the difference, let's explore how living things move. Did you know that plants can move too, even though they don't walk around like animals? Plants don't move from one place to another like animals do, but they can still move in their own way. Some plants, like insect-eating plants, move to catch insects for food. Other plants, like climbers, wrap themselves around things to grow. Let's look at an example of an insect-eating plant called Drosera. Drosera is a special plant that eats insects. It has leaves shaped like saucers with tiny hair that are sticky. When an insect lands on the leaf, the hair move and trap the insect so the plant can eat it. Now, let's talk about how living things grow and get their food. All living things grow. A tiny seed can become a big tree, and baby animals grow into adults. Each living thing grows in its own special way, and this growth is important for them to survive and keep their kind going. Let's learn more about growth. Growth means getting bigger and more complex over time. For example, a small plant can turn into a huge tree, and animals change from being young to being grown ups. But why do living things need to eat? Let's find out about nutrition. Living things need food to grow and stay healthy. Food gives them the energy they need to grow, fix any damage, and keep their bodies working properly. Another important thing living beings do is breathe. But what is breathing, and how is it different from respiration? Breathing is when we take air into our bodies and then let it out. Respiration is a bigger process where we use the oxygen from the air to turn food into energy. Did you know that plants breathe too, but in a different way? Plants breathe through tiny holes called stomata. All living things, whether they're plants, animals, or even tiny creatures, need to respire to stay alive. Now, let's talk about how living things get rid of waste. Excretion is how living things remove waste from their bodies. It's important to keep the body balanced and to prevent bad stuff from building up inside. Let's see how animals excrete waste. Animals get rid of waste through their kidneys. The kidneys clean the blood by taking out extra water, salts, and other waste, which turns into urine. Urine is how animals remove this waste from their bodies. Plants also excrete waste, but differently from animals. When plants make food through photosynthesis, they release oxygen as waste. When they respire, they give out carbon dioxide. Plants also get rid of extra water and minerals by forming tiny drops on their leaves. Living things can also respond to things around them. Let's learn about that. A stimulus is something that happens around us or to us that makes us react. For example, if you touch something hot, you quickly pull your hand away. All living things respond to stimuli, but they might do it in different ways or at different speeds. Even plants respond to stimuli. For instance, the touch-me-not plant closes its leaves when you touch it. Some plants, like the amla tree, close their leaves at night. Another important thing living beings do is reproduce. What does that mean? Reproduction is when living things make new living things like themselves. It's very important because it keeps life going on our planet. Let's learn about how plants start their life from seeds through germination. Germination is when a seed starts to grow into a new plant. For this to happen, the seed needs water, air, and the right amount of light or darkness. Let's find out more about what seeds need to germinate. Seeds need air because it gives them oxygen for respiration. Most seeds don't need light to start germinating, but once they start growing, they need sunlight to keep growing. They also need water and soil. Water is really important for seeds. Let's see why. Seeds need water to start growing. Water makes the seed's outer covering, called the seed coat, soft so that the tiny plant inside can come out and grow. Water also helps start the processes that the seed needs to grow. Seeds require air for germination, which they obtain from the spaces between soil particles. These spaces also assist roots in growing easily. For bean seeds, light is not needed for germination, and in general, most seeds do not require light at this early stage. However, after germination, sunlight is crucial for the seedling's further growth. When a plant stands straight, the root grows down while the shoot grows up. If a plant is upside down, the root bends and grows down, and the shoot bends and grows up. If a plant gets sunlight from one side, the shoot grows towards the light, while the root keeps growing down. Seed germination happens when a seed sprouts into a young plant under suitable conditions. Then, during growth and maturation, the young plant grows and matures, eventually producing flowers and fruit. In seed production, the fruit, such as a pod, contains seeds which will give rise to a new generation of bean plants. The entire journey from seed to plant and back to seeds is known as the life cycle of a plant. But, when a plant stops growing and its life activities come to an end, even with all necessary conditions met, the plant is considered dead. Different animals have different life cycles. Some animals undergo metamorphosis, like butterflies, while others, like humans, have a more direct development. Mosquitoes go through 4 stages in their life cycle: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. The egg is laid on or near water. The larva lives in water and feeds on organic matter. The pupa is a resting stage and does not eat. The adult emerges from the pupa, can fly, and reproduce. The adult mosquito that comes from the pupa can live for about 10 to 15 days. A mosquito's life starts as an egg, stage 1, which turns into a larva, stage 2, then into a pupa, stage 3, and finally becomes an adult mosquito, stage 4. The female mosquito lays eggs on or near water, continuing the cycle. During different life stages, there are clear changes in appearance and body shape. The egg looks very different from the larva is distinct from the pupa, and the pupa is unlike the adult mosquito. Did you know the silk moth goes through 4 stages in its life cycle: egg, larva, pupa, and adult? Eggs hatch into larvae, which grow in size. As they grow, larvae produce a thread-like material that they wrap around themselves. This process leads to the formation of pupae. The thread-like material secreted by the larvae is used to make silk fabric. Frogs go through a unique life cycle that includes several stages: the egg stage, embryo stage, tadpole stage, froglet stage, and adult frog stage. Each stage involves major transformations in their shape and living environment as they shift from water to land. The egg is laid in water, typically in groups. The embryo is the stage where the egg develops into an embryo. In the tadpole stage, early tadpoles have tails and no legs, later ones develop hind legs. The froglet still inhabits water but starts to explore land, growing and losing their tails. The adult frog is fully matured and can live in both water and on land. Frog spawn are the eggs laid by female frogs. They can lay thousands of eggs at a time. An egg is fertilized by the sperm from a male frog to form an embryo. An embryo grows into a tadpole. Tadpoles are aquatic and use their tail for swimming. As a tadpole grows, it loses its tail. A froglet looks like a small frog. Once fully grown, an adult frog will find a mate and continue the reproductive process. Living beings show movement, growth, nutrition, respiration, excretion, response, reproduction, and death. Animals move actively, while plants show slow movements like phototropism. Food, gas exchange, and waste removal are essential for survival. Living beings grow through life stages and respond to environmental changes. We hope that you have understood the topic. You can now study chapter notes, watch video lectures, and solve MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev. To ensure you score well in your school exams. And that's not all, you also get amazing courses for maths, science, English, Hindi, and much more. Thank you.